Hello, hello. Happy Monday. I hope your Monday is going great. You get the Instagram going as well. Get that going. Happy Monday. We've got Facebook here and Instagram here, so I'll try to keep going, keep looking at one spot at a time. We will see. Somebody actually was calling me. I need to work on that. Maybe I'll get my social media manager to do it, which is me. So welcome. It is January 20th, 2020. And for this month, I want to keep talking about goals. We're going to keep talking about goal setting, kind of work our way through what we need to do with goals, right? So if you haven't watched the first couple of videos, please do so. Go back, watch those videos, kind of broke down what we need to do when we're talking about goals, because it is January, right? And statistically speaking, most people that have set up goals or set up goals once fallen off. So whatever goal you set at the beginning of the year, it's already gone, statistically speaking. But you're here, you're watching these videos, so that's not you. And I want to help keep that momentum going, okay? So while I'm talking, you've got questions, type them in, send them to me. I want to help you as we go. And they do not have to be specific to goals, okay? If you watch this after the fact and you've got questions, DM me, send me a private message, ask me about goals, ask me about fitness or nutrition, programming, whatever that might be. Let me help you. So the first week we talked about picking the right goals. We have to pick the right goals. Okay, so go back and watch that. We really don't want to pick goals someone else has decided, right? We want to pick goals that you've decided. They have to be specific for you or they don't matter. If you don't want to lose 100 pounds or you don't want to read 50 books, why is that a goal? If you don't want to make 100 grand a year, why is that a goal? Okay, so go back and watch that. Then we talked about how many goals should you have? And even more importantly than that, let's make sure that we're not bombarding ourselves and that we're breaking them down strategically. So you don't have 20 goals that you're looking for, right? You're breaking them down a little bit at a time, okay? Breaking them down into habits that will lead you there, okay? So those two things are very, very important. Okay, if you've decided, yes, I want to lose 100 pounds, we've broken that down to something that is much more obtainable. It's that classic thought of what's the best way to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's how you have to approach this, okay? So let's do that. So tonight I want to talk about something that is oftentimes the most controversial topic around goals. Not in a good or bad way. It just stokes a lot of opinions, okay? It's something that I sometimes use and sometimes don't, and I'll explain a little bit more as we get into it. But it's the thought of accountability. Accountability behind goals can be extremely, extremely important. Now, how do we do that? How do we get that accountability factor in, right? How do we do that? There's a lot of different thoughts behind behind getting accountability. So number one, do we need to tell anybody? Do we need to tell your spouse, your best friend, a coworker, a workout partner? Do we need to tell them what we want to accomplish? Some people say yes, some people say no. And that's something that you probably need to decide for yourself. I'm not going to tell you a 100% way to do it. That would not be fair to you. And that would not be fair to me, because I've utilized both with great success. There's other ways around that, and we'll get there. But let's say you do want to have an accountability partner. How do you go about doing that? As in everything else, when you are setting an expectation with someone, you're setting a covenant, so to speak, with someone else. We really need to focus on being extremely clear with that person, okay? You need to set boundaries. You need to set proper expectations. For example, friend, you're my accountability partner. I'm going to come to you, and I'm first going to ask if you feel comfortable being my accountability partner. You may not. And if you're not comfortable doing that, then I'm not going to ask you to do certain things. But if you are, I'm going to set clear examples, or clear boundaries, okay? And what I mean by that is this. I am going to ask you to hold me accountable. I am going to ask you to call me out when I'm not doing something. I'm going to ask you to help me get to where I want to be. Okay? Scoot up a little bit. So one of my goals would be, for example, I want to get to the gym or work out 3 days a week. And I want you to hold me accountable for that. So each week, I'm going to check in with my accountability partner. That accountability partner could be the person I'm working out with, which would probably be the best idea. Person I'm going to the gym with, maybe it's someone I live with. And they're going to be safe and comfortable in knowing that they can tell me, hey, you didn't work out 3 days a week and you want me to. And I'm not going to get upset about that. Well, I may, but I know that I asked them to call me out on it. So that's one thing that is very effective, is having that accountability partner, okay? Making them feel safe enough to call you out and you not getting mad. That's one reason why I usually don't recommend husbands and wives or spouses being accountability partners with each other. I'll lower my seat a little bit. Because sometimes we're not safe in that kind of environment. Not speaking from personal experience, thankfully, luckily, but I do know that some that are. So that's the first. Number two, and this is a great way to be accountable. This right here. So I'm looking at Instagram and looking at Facebook. You can hold yourself accountable with your online friends, with social media. I'm holding myself accountable every week at 6 p.m. to come on here and talk to you live. So when I mess up, I can't hit stop and come back. Hey, what's happening? I can't stop, hit pause, and come back and redo it. If I mess up, I mess up, and I just have to keep on going. But it's holding me accountable. Now, I didn't specifically ask you to hold me accountable. I just set the expectation of, I'm going to be here. I set the calendar reminder on my Facebook group, and I'm going to be here every Monday, 6 o'clock, talking about a specific topic. It's going to be a monthly topic that we're going to continue to go through all year long, working on developing habits and getting healthier. Mind, body. So that's another way to do it. I am checking in on social media every time I go to the gym, or every time I work out, every time I do movement in my house, I am checking in. I'm letting someone know that I did it. And the first couple of times, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel strange because you're not used to it. And that's okay. That's totally okay. You got to develop that habit. So that's another way. The third way, and I've recently started doing this. This is for those of us who don't want to tell someone what our goal is, right? Maybe it's too personal. Maybe it is just a goal that you don't want a lot of people to know about. And that's perfectly fine. Okay, we all have goals that we may not want anybody to know. And that's cool. That's great. Another way, and I've started doing this here recently, is writing them down with an exception or with a slight twist. I write my goals down every single day. So I'm not just writing them down and then forgetting about them. I am writing them down every day in the same place. And you can use a little notebook that you can carry around with you. I use my iPad. And the reason why I use my iPad, for all the Apple haters or Apple lovers, I don't know. I go into the Notes app and write my goals in. I use the Apple Pen and write my goals in. And those goals, that note, is then on my phone, on my laptop. I've got it everywhere. So I can always see it and I can see those goals. You probably have that same opportunity in front of you. Okay. In fact, actually, let me back up. You do have that same opportunity. If you are watching this, you are either on a phone or on a computer or on an iPad, tablet of some type. You have the ability to write something down. Okay. That is a great way to keep your goals in front of you. Okay. Especially if you don't want to share with someone. If you don't feel comfortable yet sharing, because you may think that that goal is way, way out there and it's not possible to see. Okay. That's all right. Write it down. But write it down every day. Some people write it down in the morning and at night. But at least every day, write it down. You see it. And the funny thing that happens when you start developing or start accounting for this accountability, you like that? It's live, right? You start pulling these goals and putting them in front of your face every day. What happens when they're in front of your face every day and you're looking at them every single day? Chances of getting to them increase exponentially. I have already seen that some of my personal goals I'm getting to. It is live. Yes, sir, Jason. Some of my goals I'm getting to a little bit easier and quicker because I'm noticing them, I'm looking at them, they're in my face, and I'm changing how I'm acting because of that. So it is totally real. It is totally real. Okay? So that's what I want you to do. We've got to develop some accountability. Okay? So I've given you 3 ways to do it. Number 1, if you feel fine, right, with sharing, share with a friend, spouse, coworker, workout partner, business partner. Tell them what goals you want to accomplish. Okay? If kind of right in the middle, you don't want to definitely share, but you don't know if you want to share, you're right in that kind of middle zone, share it online. Share something online with a group, with a couple of people. Create a social media group where you can share those, okay? Maybe it's a group text message. If you don't want to share these at all, you feel embarrassed or not confident in them, write them down. So you're only sharing them with yourself. And just share them with yourself. You do one of those three things, and you're focusing on the accountability. So you've already picked your goals. We've already broken them down. And then holding yourself accountable, your chances of getting to your goals have just increased by tenfold. And you're going to be completely different a year from now. I promise you. Jason, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. I'm holding myself accountable. You got it. This is huge. I love talking to people. I love being in front of people. But going live to a lot of people is definitely different. It's pushing me. But I set an appointment with myself. So I think that you can do this. I know you can do this. I'm here to help. I'm here to help you. So if you've got questions, DM me, send them to me. Let me help you. Because the funny thing is, as we hold ourselves accountable, you start hitting goals, and then everything else starts to improve and get better too. And then all of us are happier, better versions of ourselves. Because we all want to win. I want you to win. I want to win. And if we all win, heck, that's where we want to be. I'll be back next week, same time, 6 o'clock Eastern time, to talk to you about goals. It's our last week on goals. Next week, let me look right here, next month of February, we're going to be talking about nutrition all month. We're going to talk about macros. We're going to talk some myths. We're going to talk diet protocols, how you actually lose weight. So get excited for that in the month of February. But we've got one more week on goals. I want to wrap this thing up. If you've got questions this week, next week I'm going to take a lot of Q&A. So if you've got them, send them to me so I can help you as much as possible. Don't forget, I have a training app. If you need personal training, if you want a customized training plan for you, let me know. iOS available right now. Android's coming. I can write your program specifically for you. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I'm here for you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.